Welcome to Fenway. Second straight day, we're calling the Blue Jays-Red Sox game. Blue Jays 2, Red Sox 1 as we begin the 8th inning. We got a new pitcher for the Red Sox. It's Garrett Whitlock. So far this season, he's appeared in 4 games. 3.38 ERA, whip at 1, K-to-9 rate at 9.0. And his first batter they'll face is Santander. And he swings and misses at the first pitch inside, 0-1. Santander is 1 for 3 with a single all the way back in the first inning.
This week, a 4-game series here in Boston.
Here's the first pitch. The second pitch.
History, the Blue Jays
that one just misses outside. The count is tied at 1.
Games here. There have been 3 5-game series here, 34-game series. The Blue Jays have swept one of those series once.
Swing and a miss, strike 2. Santander takes a curveball inside.
So they're trying to do something that
and
is hard for anybody to do. Come in here and
awful swing there.
And I tell you what, the Blue
Tony
Jays'
Taters.
attitude has changed dramatically because I heard it all morning long in the clubhouse. This is a big game. In years past,
1-2 pitch.
we got 3 out of 4.
Santander shoots it foul.
That wasn't the attitude
And
this
he'll see
morning.
another.
Ron Stott told me specifically before the start of this game, he said, this is a big game. We need to win this game.
Just for fun,
that curveball drops in the zone. The count is all tied at 2.
That series in June of '88. David Wells, Todd Stottlemyre, Jim Clancy, and Dwayne Ward.
Like I said, drops in the zone, drop below the zone.
Pretty good cast of characters right there. 3 big-time.
Anyway, the payoff from Garrett Whitlock.
One of the greatest closers in
And Santander chops that one foul.
Woodrow had not yet established himself as a closer.
And this will be
but he was
pitch number 7 in this at-bat.
We got him from Atlanta. And I was still playing in '86 when he first came over. Well, he had a great arm with a great hard breaking ball.
Jim Clancy was a guy.
And
I mean,
Santander
he
calls
year
time.
1 in '77. '88 was his last year with the team.
And he was a horse. He could give you 35 starts and close in on 250 innings. He was a big man that could really give you innings.
Here's a 2-2 pitch. Up high, and the count is full.
And a full count on Santander.
George Springer on deck for the Blue Jays. Full count delivery. Santander rips that one foul.
Foul past to Mark Budzinski.
And he'll see another.
Nobody is currently up in the bullpen for the Blue Jays. Brendan Little was up earlier and may not need much time as they ask him to get up again. Chad Green's gotten 4 outs already. The first hitter is a right-handed batter, the number 9 hitter, Carlos
3-2 pitch. Santander fights it off.
Top that first.
And this will be pitch number 10 in this at-bat.
First batter, get
This is a really good fight here from
the
Santander.
next batter after that. And because it's so cold, he's probably sat back down. He got loose once already, so it won't take him long.
3-2 pitch. Santander
Unusual, not so much
hits
to see
another
a
one
reliever
foul.
go 5 outs, but kind of unusual
And this will
to
be
see
pitch
the
number 11
last
in this
out, then
at-bat.
3 outs, then the first out of the next inning. You can see Chad Green talking to Pete Walker, so this may be 5 outs for Green, but over 3 separate innings.
Here's the pitch. And Santander again fouls it off.
I'll tell you what,
And we're heading to pitch number 12 in this at-bat.
Everybody, they're engaged. I mean, you can see conversations going on all over the field, all over the clubhouse. Everybody is thinking about winning a game. How do you get it done? What can I do to help?
Here's the pitch. Santander pops it foul, and it's going to go out of play. So we're heading to a 13-pitch at-bat here between Whitlock and Santander.
And Lucas both started the game, both out of the game right now after all the pinch hitting and the defensive changes. 12 of the 13 position players have appeared in the game. The only one who hasn't is Alejandro Kirk.
Here's the full count pitch. Strike 3 looking at the bottom of the zone. That's 1 gone in the top of the 8th. Nice pitch by Whitlock to get Santander to stare at it.
And John Schneider was
John
out just
Schneider's
in
up.
case one of his players got a little bit heated, but Santander eventually walked away.
Boy, a tough pitch. Bottom of the strike zone. Caught the bottom part of the strike zone.
Now George Springer. Best batting average in the league. He's 0 for 3 today.
Between Whitlock and Narvaez about George Springer.
One-run ball game, man. Sometimes it gets lost in the discussion about the offense, but how about the catch that Springer made back in the 6th inning? On a pop-up down the right field line, he made a sliding catch. There was a fair ball.
First pitch to Springer is inside for ball 1.
At the time, it was a scoreless game. Red Sox would eventually score a run in that inning, but he made a heck of a play.
That one drops into the zone for a strike, 1-1.
Here's that catch we were talking about. Springer with a long run. It goes over near the foul line. When he caught it, the ball was actually a fair ball.
That one drops into the dirt below the zone, 2-1.
And it could have been a bigger inning for the Red Sox had he not made that play.
In the 7th inning or later this year so far, George Springer is batting .500 with 2 RBIs. 7 for 14. As that one drops into the zone, 2-2.
You can see Springer didn't like that one.
Whitlock's breaking ball really effective in this at-bat, as that's 2 breaking balls that have dropped into the zone for strikes.
You can see Chad Green.
The payoff pitch outside, and the count is full. And for back-to-back batters, we've reached a 3-2 count.
I don't know, maybe Chad's done right now, the way that he's kind of leaning and watching. Hard to say. Little's gotten up again. They could go one of 2 ways.
Full count pitch. Springer hits this one high into center. Backing up is Raphael at the track. It's off the wall. And Willier had to throw it in, and it gets away. Goes to Bregman. It's a double off the wall for Springer.
That's his 3rd double of the season. Remember, he's homered in this series.
Raphael is up and walking back.
Missed it by about 4 or 5 feet, hitting it out to the seats in center field. Raphael goes right up to the wall and smashes into the wall. The ball is above his glove, and Springer's aboard his second base with a 1-out double.
George Springer hit that to the deepest part of the ballpark.
7 hits now for the Blue
Straight
Jays.
to center field.
He's swinging it, man. It doesn't make any difference when he gets hit. He's covering everything.
Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Wagner chases one below the zone.
In this game, the walk began
It's
the
0-1.
7th inning.
Springer on second. 1 out in the top of the 8th. Blue Jays up by a run. Here's the pitch. That's a swing and a miss. Strike 2. The exact same thing on back-to-back pitches. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Oh, they're going to check over on the runner at second. He's safe. Swing and a miss, strike 3. All 3 pitches were below the zone, and Wagner chased all of them and missed all of them. 2 gone.
Rogers Xfinity. Game-changing internet. Stream, share, and score big with Canada's most reliable internet.
Top 8, it's another tight ball game here. The Blue Jays up 2-1 in the 8th inning with a runner.
New batter for the Blue Jays' first batting appearance today for Davis Schneider.
His first at bat. He came on
As he
defensively
takes the ball outside, 1-0. Davis Schneider is 0 for 13 to begin 2025 with an OPS at 188, so he has got on base this year, but not because of a hit. That breaking ball just misses below the zone. It's 2-0.
Good takes right there as Schneider trying to break through, get his first hit. He's 0 for 13 so far. This would be a good time to get it.
Here's a 2-0 pitch. Misses outside again. It's quickly 3-0 in Schneider's favor.
Straw is on deck. Boy, did Straw and Heinemann come through in the 7th with back-to-back base hits.
3-0 pitch. Up. Oh!
Schneider was pretty sure that was
Wow.
ball 4.
That one was high. That wasn't in the zone. It's called a strike. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Whitlock got a lifeline, and that one's up high for a strike again. And David Schneider doesn't like the call, even more than the first one. And the count is full.
Have a case. That's a high breaking ball. I mean, that ball is out of the zone upstairs. So now you've got a battle.
Schneider steps out of the box.
Bat on your shoulder here, and it's been a wide
Heads back
strike
in.
zone.
And the full count pitch is delivered. And that misses outside for a walk. Ball 4.
Schneider finally gets his walk.
And David Schneider does end up walking.
Boy, I would imagine, though, even that was a bit of a jittery take given the last 2 pitches. Like, you know it's a ball, but he resists the temptation to swing at it. And now 2 men on for Straw. And
Here's Miles Straw, who's 1 for 1 on the day.
This is Andrew Bailey, the pitching coach.
And we're going to get a mound visit for the Red Sox from their pitching coach.
That we can see.
The reason for this visit is that
Schneider at first after walking.
3 for 6
Springer with a
against the
double.
pitcher
He's still on second.
And for Miles is
2 outs,
really
top of the
endeared
8th. Blue
himself
Jays
as
trying
ball.
to add on to their
He has
1-run
got
lead.
Many opportunities and made the most of it.
Yeah. You know, one of the conversations I think that's natural for people to have is who goes when Dalton Varsho comes back? I don't know who goes.
He ain't
He
going.
ain't going.
He ain't going nowhere.
Not going to be him.
No.
They like him. 2 outs, top of the 8th. Runners on second and first. Here's the first pitch from Whitlock to Straw. That's up high for ball 1.
And you know what? I told you my conversation with him before the game. I mean, he is here to win. Whatever he can do to help this team win.
The 1-0 pitch. Taken for a strike.
All of last season
1-1.
in AAA, only had a handful of games with Cleveland. So he is relishing the time in the big leagues and the opportunities he's being given. And again, is making the most of them.
1-1 pitch. Ground ball. Stopped by Story. Flipped to Campbell. And that'll end the inning. The Red Sox get out of the jam. They're down 2-1. Can they tie in the bottom of the 8th? We'll be back from Fenway. Bottom of the 8th here in Fenway. Blue Jays 2, Red Sox 1.
And it's left-hander Brendan Little in. The batters for the
New
Red
pitcher
Sox.
for the Blue Jays.
Well, scheduled to be
Brendan
Carlos
Little.
Narvaez, but he's going to be lifted for a pinch hitter.
4.50 ERA, a whip at 1, and a K-9 rate at 13.5.
The 2 lefties, Duran and Devers.
We're going to have a pinch hitter for Carlos Narvaez, so a new catcher will come in for the top of the 9th for the Red Sox, but the new batter for Boston
Because a reliever has to face 3 batters, you
is
bring Little
Rob
in to start
Refsnyder.
the inning. This is the first batter.
As he takes the
next
first
two are
pitch
lefties,
for a
and then
ball,
you can
1-0.
bring a right-handed pitcher in to face Alex Bregman.
Yeah, it's all about Alex Bregman.
Absolutely.
Swing and a miss, strike 1, as that ball drops below the zone and Refsnyder couldn't lay off.
Garcia is ready for Bregman. And
Jimmy
Little will face
Garcia
3
is
batters,
warming up
and then they'll go to Jimmy
in the
Garcia.
bullpen for Toronto. And Refsnyder grounds it. Oh, it's over the glove of Will Wagner in the shallow left, and that's going to be a base hit on the air. So that's going to be an error on Wagner, because that bounced off his glove and into left field.
he has to give ground trying to play the hop. Anytime you
Oh.
do that, you're asking
Yeah, he
for
misplayed
trouble
that one.
because you don't know where
Ref
that
Snyder's
second
easily
bounce is
safe.
gonna go. This is an error of,
And a board
the
to begin the inning.
Will Wagner. And once you move back, boy, you're really cutting down your chances of making a play on that ball.
Second error this season for Will Wagner. As the Red Sox order flips to the top, their leadoff man, Jaron Duran, is at the plate, and he fouls that first pitch off.
Another reason you make the move to start dealing with Little is you get
Duran's 1 for 2 with a walk, single, a run scored, and a stolen base.
Wagner even with a bag at third.
Here's the 0-1 delivery.
Holding on
Ref Snyder at first. The pitch taken for ball one.
The Red Sox.
Aroldis warming up for the Red Sox in their bullpen.
Just in case.
Little struck out Duran on Tuesday night.
1-1 delivery. Taken for a ball just below the zone at the border. 2-1, the count in Duran's favor.
John Schneider's getting more and more aggravated by the moment here, I think, in this one.
Two 2-1 pitch from Little. Down low. 3-1. Nobody out. Ref Snyder at first. This could be a big walk drawn by Jaron Duran. The 3-1 pitch from Brendan Little. And he does draw a walk. Just missed outside. And the count.
From the dugout, you can't see east and west very well. You can see north and south much better. Either way, it's ball 4, and it's 2 men on.
And Pete Walker's going to go to the mound as Rafael Devers is the next batter.
So Duran at first. Ref Snyder at second. The game tying and go-ahead runs on the base paths for Rafi Devers. As we get a mound visit for the Blue Jays, their pitching coach comes out to talk to Little. John Schneider getting antsy from the dugout.
Brendan Little, by virtue of being
and now here's
lefty
Rafi.
in the pen. Genesis Cabrera
Lefty versus lefty with Little.
Last year, not back with the team. Little elevated in his role, and so Buck getting bigger and bigger moments than generally he got
A
last
single
year.
all the way back in the first inning
Just has to
for Rafael Devers.
throw it over, give himself a chance. And he struck out Duran in the 7th inning to end that inning. That was on Tuesday night. Now he's got to deal with Rafael Devers.
And here we go.
Again, his last batter.
Nobody out. Bottom of the 8th. Runners on second and first. Here's the first pitch. It's down.
Dirt for ball 1.
1-0. This is his third batter that he'll have to face. And then they can make a move to Yimi Garcia. Duran at first. Ref Snyder at second. The 1-0 delivery from Little to Rafi. Swing and a miss. Strike one. As that one was below the zone, but Rafi couldn't resist. It's 1-1. Down low, ball 2.
Behind him in ball 2. A walk or an error and a walk. And it's a real situation here in the bottom of the 8th with the Blue Jays clinging to a 1-run lead.
That one's in the dirt again. 3-1 now on Rafi. Big pitch here. A walk makes the bases juiced for Alex Bregman. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss.
Two.
And the count is full.
Right at the bottom of the zone. A big swing and a miss by Devers. Again, Bregman waiting. Jimmy Garcia waiting. But first, it's between Little and Devers.
We got a timeout from Devers.
Devers is such a great clutch hitter. I don't know if I was catching right now if I wouldn't call him breakable, because he wants to drive in this run. He's going to be swinging.
Here's the full count pitch. Got him! Devers goes down swinging at the bottom of the zone. And it's one out in the bottom of the eighth with runners at second and first. And now Alex Bregman to the plate.
But what a fastball right down at the bottom of the zone with great sink. He got one of the
and John Schneider's coming out. Looks like Jimmy Garcia will come in to replace Brendan Little. Garcia will come in to face Bregman when we come back. Jimmy Garcia is in to face Alex Bregman here in the bottom of the eighth with Ref Snyder and Duran at second and first. One gone. This is a pretty big spot here for Garcia. Veteran versus veteran. Who's going to win the battle of the old guards? Here we go. Garcia fires the first pitch to Bregman now. Up high, ball one.
Ref Snyder's in second, Duran's at first.
Bregman has the Red Sox only RBI today. It was an RBI single in his last at-bat in the sixth. Let's see if he can do it again. Bregman shoots this one down to third base. Stopped by Wagner. One out. Two out. Oh, no. Bregman beat it out. Vladdy's going to challenge it. He's saying to John Schneider to challenge it.
To the dugout. I don't know. It looked like Bregman was across the bag before the ball got to first. Blue Jays have to make up their mind here fairly quickly, and they're going to look at him.
John Schneider will challenge.
They had 15 seconds to decide, and it looked like they used about every one of them. Wagner just the slightest of hesitations.
They get the out at second.
The quick turn.
Jimenez throws it. He's safe.
Now, there's no sign of a challenge. Maybe they didn't signal it in time, Buck. Maybe the umpires denied it because the Blue Jays didn't ask for it in time. And to be honest, it's probably just as well.
Yeah,
it didn't look like
he was across the bag. But, yeah, I think you're right, because we definitely saw John Schneider ask for
after the fielder's choice.
A challenge.
By Bregman.
So it's a fielder's choice. It's first and third. Two down for Casas.
Ref Snyder at third. Bregman at first. Here's Tristan to the plate to face Garcia. And that one gets away. And here comes Ref Snyder as Hindeman didn't know where it was. The ball gets away again. Bregman to third. And this game is tied.
I think Heineman is saying...
Heineman's saying something.
The batter's foot. In which case,
Heineman's saying it hit somebody's foot. And John Schneider's going to come out.
Well, Heineman made a heck of a block to get to that ball, but then he couldn't find it once it bounced off of him.
So let's see what happens here.
Yes,
that hits off of Casas' foot.
Don't you think so?
And Hindeman couldn't find it.
Tougher to see from that angle.
And then Ref Snyder was easily safe. Garcia was racing to make the play, and it gets away again. Sends Bregman to third. Oh, it might have not hit him.
I don't know.
It looked like it hit in front of his left foot.
It looked like it hit him from the first angle, but that might have been just the dirt kicking up. That angle didn't look like it.
Couldn't find the baseball.
Yeah. They did block it, but he couldn't locate it after he knocked it down. And it was certainly close enough had he found the baseball to keep the runner from
close play.
coming home.
It hit in between, is what Heineman just said.
Let's see. Yeah, that hit right before his right foot.
Well, it's amazing how different it looks from different angles.
Wow.
Wow. If it missed him, it barely missed him, but there certainly doesn't appear to be enough to overturn it.
The call on the field is confirmed. No hit by Colts.
So the Blue Jays challenge is unsuccessful, and the Red Sox have tied the game officially. Bregman at third.
And then I think Jimmy
After the
Garcia's
wild
going to be
pitch.
charged with an error, I would imagine, allowing Bregman to go from second to third when he tried in vain to shovel it back to Heineman.
So now the Red Sox are 90 feet away from getting the lead. Big spot here from Tristan Casas. Bregman at third.
It's 1-0 on Casas.
Here's the 1-0 pitch to Tristan. Tristan shoots it foul. Back behind him to the screen, and the count is tied at 1.
So just late trying to turn a double play on Bregman that would have ended the inning. And then something you just don't think is going to happen. It doesn't happen all that often. A wild pitch that allows the tying run to score. The Red Sox don't have a hit in this inning. There's been an error, a walk.
1-1 pitch.
Well, 2 errors
Oh,
now. 2 errors.
Timeout.
A close play at first
I believe
base.
that was
A
called by
wild pitch,
Hindeman.
And they have tied the game.
That one's
Fastball
taken
there, 1-2.
for a strike.
A lot of things going on in this inning, and that
1 and
first
2.
nasty hop that really kind of handcuffs Wagner down at third base and allowed the pinch hitter Refsnyder to reach base.
One-two pitch. Down low, and the count is tied at 2.
Bregman representing the go-ahead run.
Two-two pitch. And Casas hits this one high into left field. Back is Schneider to make the catch at the warning track, and that'll end the inning. But the Red Sox tie it on a wild pitch from Yimi Garcia, and we head to the 9th, all tied at deuce. Welcome to the top of the 9th, all tied at 2 here in Fenway.
Heineman just couldn't find the baseball, and nobody was able to alert him in time to find it.
Out there was behind him, and you can see he blocks it initially.
I better not have said
find out where the ball bounced, and then
Duran
Garcia
when
tries to
Refsnyder was coming in.
play.
I think I
Not
did.
near the catcher.
I'm not going to be
So
happy
there
about
are
when I
2
look at
errors in
it.
that inning that led to the
After
tying
this.
run scored by the
All
Red
right,
Sox.
all tied at 2.
So it's 2-2
New pitcher for the Red Sox.
and
It's Aroldis
Aroldis
Chapman.
Chapman is on the mound for the Red Sox. Heineman batting from the right side against the lefty.
And Aroldis pumps in a strike at the bottom of the zone on Heineman.
Vladdy
Well,
is in the 9th spot in the order.
Heineman calls timeout. New catcher for the Red Sox, Blake Sable.
For the Red Sox.
And that's a ground ball. Past Bregman, it's fair. It bounces off the wall on the left. Heineman's going to stop at first for a leadoff single.
Against Aroldis Chapman, a leadoff single as he bounced it just over the back.
Now
of
up to
the
bat
third.
for the Blue Jays. It's Vladdy,
Well, he's had
who's
quite
at
a
the
game
bottom of the
once
order
again, man.
because
That's
he
a
didn't
fair
start
ball.
today.
You can see Bregman can't flag it down, and Heineman couldn't risk getting thrown out at second, so he's at first for Vladdy Guerrero Jr.
Buck, he's 9 for 18 now on the season.
That's pretty
So
good.
the go-ahead run at first base with Vladdy
What a
at the
matchup
plate
this is.
to face Aroldis. Power versus power. And Vladdy hits this one sky high into center. Sedane's under it. First out. Heineman fakes the tag. He'll jump back to first. One gone.
Went back to tag, but Rafaela got it in quickly and no chance to advance on the fly ball to center.
Now up to bat for the Blue Jays as their lineup turns over. It's Bo Bichette, the leadoff man.
Bo is 2 for 7 in his career against Aroldis Chapman. He's 1 for 3 with an intentional walk today.
Aroldis the lefty fires to Bichette the righty, and Bichette fouls that back. That was 101 miles per hour down the pipe.
101 mile an hour fastball.
Yeah, he was geared up for that heater. That's
Always
for
love
sure.
Aroldis' speed.
He had such a violent
He throws
swing,
hard,
that
man.
backswing,
It's gas.
got the catcher
Gotta love
on the
it.
mitt. No harm, no foul.
Here's the 0-1 pitch from Aroldis. Bottom of the zone, strike 2.
Side note, the Red Sox have apparently just signed Yasmani Grandal to a minor league contract. Longtime big league catcher. Remember Connor Wong suffering a broken bone in his hand a couple of days ago. Looks like the Red Sox are going to get a veteran and see if they can get him back to the big leagues to help out in the meantime.
0-2 pitch to Bichette, and he fouls it off. 101 up high.
Throwing 101 pitch after
Man.
pitch.
With ease. He's always had
Aroldis is doing
great
this
body
at what,
and
36,
a
37?
Very good delivery.
Pitching like he's 27 again.
He hasn't lost much since he first got to the big leagues.
Man, gotta love his longevity. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Bichette swings and misses. Runner tags.
Not in time.
Heineman steals second.
As Bichette strikes
2
out.
gone, top of the 9th. That with Bichette striking out. And that'll put the go-ahead run in scoring position on the stolen bag, and it'll bring up Andres Jimenez.
Come over and cover the bag. There was a big hole on the right side by starting the runner.
That throw from Blake Sable was offline. First stolen base of the year for Tyler Heineman.
Second, it's Andres Jimenez, 0 for 3 in his career against Chapman.
Jimenez chases a slider. That's 0-1.
Nobody up in the Blue Jays pen. Jimmy Garcia is coming back out, no matter what happens here in the top half.
0-1 pitch. Down low. Good stop by Sable. In the dirt. Count all tied up at 1.
The count on Jimenez.
1-1 pitch. That's in the zone for strike 2. And the Blue Jays are down to their final strike in the frame. Really good pitch there by Aroldis. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Jimenez chases the low slider in the dirt. And the count, and we'll head to the bottom of the 9th to see if Boston can walk it off. Bottom of the 9th here in Fenway, all tied at 2.
The opening series in Toronto, he is back with the team.
And the first batter that Jimmy Garcia will see is Trevor Story. And that is a check swing.
Leads off the bottom of the 9th. It'll be Story, Christian
He did not go. Ball 1.
And Wilyer Abreu against Jimmy Garcia, who got the last 2 outs in the 8th inning, but the wild pitch let the tying run in.
1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. A fastball at the top of the
Jeff
zone.
Hoffman is available for this game
1-1.
after what he did in yesterday's game. 2 innings, 20 pitches.
Swing and a miss.
Breaking ball, 1-2.
Chase the breaking ball outside in the other's batter's box, and it's 1-2 on Story.
Off the outside edge and break down
No
and
count
away.
called timeout. Counts in Garcia's favor. Story fouls it back.
There's Hoffman
The
out
count
of the bullpen.
stays where
Again,
it
we
is.
don't know for sure, but it was 2 intense innings, and 2 ups and 20 pitches might be enough to sideline him today.
Yeah, and you can see he has an impact even when he's not going to pitch, just by
Story pops this one up
talking about who
That
might be
goes
ready,
in
what
the seats.
spots might be coming up for a potential appearance, and looks like they're starting to stir a little bit, but maybe just a matter of getting up and moving around.
Payoff pitch from Garcia.
Belongs to Jimmy Garcia.
Story rips this one to left field. That's in the corner. It's foul.
And not much room down there, and the ball hits up against that
Just foul.
overhead door in that alleyway, and Trevor Story just missed an extra base hit, pulled it too far
Just
back.
foul. And that was a double. Starting to get some signs that the old Trevor Story may be back. His hard hit rate has jumped up 29% from last year.
Terrific player, was in the field and had to play big bat.
Here's the 1-2 pitch again. And Story rips this one past Bo Bichette into left field. That's a base hit. Story stops at first. And the Red Sox have the game-winning run at first base. Leadoff single for Trevor Story, right on cue.
For a second of the afternoon, 2 hits, 2 strikeouts. They're trying to get the ball away.
A hard
from
hit
him,
ball
and you can
past
see it
Bo
staying on the
Bichette.
inside part of the plate. That breaking ball is the one he's
And it's
been
in the left
swinging
field
and
as
missing.
Bichette could
And
not
that time
squeeze
they
it.
couldn't get it where they wanted it.
And now the rookie, Christian Campbell,
So
to the
now
plate.
it's the rookie Christian Campbell, 0 for 2 with a walk. Pete Walker on the phone.
Story has a stolen base.
First
There
pitch.
he goes.
Yeah.
Story goes. He's safe.
And safe.
Trevor Story steals second. And the Red Sox have the game-winning run in scoring position. Nobody out in the bottom of the ninth.
And the second was stranded there. Well, got a terrific jump off Garcia. And look at Jimenez coming in front of the bat, just blocking the ball to make sure it didn't go into center field.
His third stolen base this
Blue
season for
Jays now
Story,
creeping
second
into the corners,
in this
thinking
game.
that a bunt is very possible here.
Here's the 1-0 to the rookie Campbell. And Campbell rips this one into left field. It's going to be caught. Davis Schneider catches the line drive. It just holds up enough so he can catch it. And there's one gone in the bottom of the ninth. Story still at second. That was a good hit there by the rookie.
But he makes the catch, and Story has to
It just held up enough so that Schneider could make the catch. And now Willier will come up
and now the Blue Jays
to bat.
are going to play the percentages here, and they'll intentionally walk Willier Abreu.
And Willier Abreu will walk intentionally. That's John Schneider's decision.
He'll be first and second with
And
one
he'll be on
out.
first
The next two hitters
with Story at second.
are
Here's Sedain
and
Rafaela.
Blake Sable, who was just called up for the minors. The 8 and 9 hitters in the Boston lineup.
Yeah, you got to base open. You got to put Abreu on. Despite the fact he has not had a good series against the Blue Jays, he's been hot to start the season. And play the percentages.
And now time is called.
Time is called. Warming up in the Red Sox bullpen, Brennan Bernardino. Swing and a miss. So that breaking ball goes past Rafaela in the top of the zone. Strike one.
Different situation now than it was a batter ago.
Rafaela fouls that one off. Strike two.
Rafaela is off to a slow start, but he doesn't strike out very often. He struck out in his first at-bat. That's only the 6th time he's struck out this season. You got to be clean if you get a ground ball to turn 2.
Nothing in 2. Here's the pitch. Up high. Ball one.
Two tie in the bottom of the ninth. The winning run is out at second.
Payoff. Got him. Rafaela strikes out on a fastball blown by him. And there's 2 gone in the bottom of the ninth with the running run in scoring position. And Blake Sable will be the last hope for the Red Sox.
broke his hand on Monday. Just got to the big leagues Tuesday. You see his numbers with the Giants last year. He did get one at bat on Tuesday and struck out.
Swing and a miss. Strike one. Breaking ball at the top of the zone. That's quickly 0-1 on Sable.
10 at bats. Hit 13 home runs.
That one's in the zone. Quickly 0-2. And the Red Sox are down to their last strike in regulation.
You can't get too much of the plate, right? 0-2?
Yeah, you got to make sure you don't leave anything over the heart of the plate. Make him chase.
This to send it to extras. Swing and a miss, strike three. And we're going to extra innings in Fenway for back-to-back days.
This game is going
Jimmy Garcia
second day in a row.
hangs on.
More baseball coming here at Fenway.
And we head to the 10th in Fenway Park.
Two teams battling for a playoff
Extra
spot.
innings.
It is 2-2.
Blue Jays 2, Red Sox 2, as we begin the 10th inning in Fenway Park. Brennan Bernardino is the new pitcher
And the Blue
for
Jays
Boston.
are through Wilson and Whitlock and Chapman. And now here's Brennan Bernardino, a left-hander, to pitch in the top of the 10th. Andres Jimenez.
Andres Jimenez is the placement runner at second.
That's a pretty good draw.
for Toronto.
The fact that it happens to be him made the last out at the top of the 9th. And it'll be Anthony Santander, George
Anthony
Springer, and Will
Santander
Wagner coming
is
up.
the first batter that Bernardino will see. We start the extra innings with a step-off.
The Blue Jays winning in extra innings last night in 11 innings by a score of 2-1. And maybe a pitch count.
Yeah, he's having trouble with
And
the
pitch count trouble for the Red Sox. Blake Sable will come
Bernardino
out
came to the big
and talk
leagues
to
with the
Bernardino.
Santa Mariners in 2022. This is his third season with the Red Sox. Actually started 9 games over 2 years with Boston. Not overpowering. He will throw a lot of change-ups. Throws a cutter, two-seamer, and a slow curveball. Kind of a little bit like the way Ryan Yarbrough pitched. He pitches with that cutter inside to the right-handers and then tries to get you to chase that changeup. You got to stay on him and try to hit it to the big part of the diamond.
Santander batting for the right side. He is 1 for 4 today.
Strike
And
one.
takes a strike.
Santander takes that one at the bottom of the zone, 0-1. Hasn't hit today, all the way back in the first inning. It was a single. Hasn't done much since. 0-1 pitch. And that one's fair ball. Sable fires to first. One gone.
Get Santander. Not a whole lot of zip
And
on that
Jimenez.
throw from Sable trying to work around the runner. Jimenez comes to third.
Will move up to third as Santander's little dribbler moves Jimenez over.
But then moves the runner from second.
And now George Springer
Now the Red Sox
with a double in
infielders
his
have to
last
play
at bat.
again. George Springer.
The MLB's leader in batting average this year
Back in the 8th.
is up to the plate. Check swing.
They appeal. He did not go.
He
It's
didn't
1-0.
go.
Blue Jays haven't
1-0.
seen too many left-handed pitchers. Springer himself is just 2 for 4 so far this season against lefties.
And that one's
changeup.
tapped
He throws a
foul.
very good changeup.
Count all tied
That's
at
his
1.
money pitch. So with that, you really got to stay in the middle of the diamond. Don't worry about that fastball. At 91, you probably can fight it off.
One pitch up high in the zone. Strike two.
I can't imagine he's going to throw 2 fastballs in a row.
That one misses outside, and the count is tied at 2.
2-2.
I still think you got to think about the changeup.
And react to the fastball.
Yep, you can fight off a 91-mile-an-hour fastball, and you can stay alive.
2-2 pitch. Springer hits this one deep into right field. Willier's under it. He's going to throw home. Here comes Jimenez, and the throw is not in time. It's way off line, and the Blue Jays have taken the lead. Jimenez scores easily. It's a sac fly for George Springer. Blue Jays 3, Red Sox 2. 2 gone in the top of the 10th.
Picks up another RBI. That's 10 ribbies for George now.
George Springer having an amazing start to 2025 with a clutch sac fly.
3-2 Blue Jays, 2 down to the bases empty. Remember,
Toronto trying to complete the 4-game sweep over the Red Sox. And here's Will Wagner. First pitch is in there for a strike. Will Wagner walked and scored in the 7th. Besides that, he's 0 for 3 today. Swing and a miss. Strike 2.
And it looks like it's going to be Nick
Sandlin is warming up in the bullpen for Toronto.
Jimmy Garcia, 23 pitches. Clearly now we can say Jeff Hoffman is unavailable. Sandlin did the job.
Will Wagner hits this ball
and
foul.
then some. In the 11th inning last night, he got the save in that game, and it looks like he'll be coming on here in the bottom of the 10th here today.
Kind of retired decided order after the Blue Jays scored the go-ahead run, and he got Jaron Duran to ground out to end the ball game. His second big league save. How about George Springer? He had a ringing double off the fence in center. Now he picks up a
2 gone, nobody on. Here's the 0-2 pitch.
Couple of strikes on Wagner.
And Wagner fights it foul. He'll see another. That one's in the dirt. 1-2. Wagner fights this one into left center, sorry, and Rafaela makes the catch. We head to the bottom of the 10th. George Springer continues his red-hot 2025 with an RBI sac fly in the 10th, and Nick Sandlin will try and close it out for the Blue Jays here in Fenway. Let's see if they can complete the sweep. Bottom of the 10th. 3-2. Blue Jays scored in the 10th. Can the Red Sox tie it or win it? They'll have to face new pitcher Nick Sandlin if they want to try and win this.
Got the save in the 11th. And now he's looking to try to do the same thing.
Back-to-back nights that Nick Sandlin has pitched in the extra innings for the Blue Jays. He got it done last night. Can he do it again tonight? Top of the order, he'll have to face for the Red Sox. Duran up to bat, and he swings and misses at the first offering, 0-1. Blake Sable is the placement runner at second.
Last night had him to ground out to the second baseman.
Duran hits this one up the middle, past Jimenez in the left center field for a base hit. Blake Sable's digging. This game is tied. He scores easily. Jaron Duran, an RBI single. And the Red Sox have answered back.
With the runner at second base, and his response was, "I just want to get it out."
Clutch hit from Jaron there.
And now Duran jumps on that pitch right out over the plate. We're going to split it and stayed up in the zone. So he was going to come around to score the tag run, and now Duran always a threat to run.
And Devers in the box.
Here's Rafi. Check over at first. Jaron gets back in time.
Duran driven back to the bag. Devers 1 for 4 and a base hit in the first.
Check over first again.
So that's 2
Jaron's safe.
disengagements. So if Sandlin goes over there again, he's got to get him. Or it'll be a balk, and the penalty is Duran goes to second. So if you're Duran, you could probably get a bigger lead. You're not thinking he's coming over again.
First pitch to Rafi. It's a pitch out. They want Duran to steal.
The Jays were guessing with him. You know what? Want to try it again? If you trust Sandlin to throw strikes, call another pitch out. Duran's got to run here.
Jaron's going. Here comes the throw. They got him. Duran's out. Tyler Heineman, what a throw.
Really got rid of that ball in a hurry. And Duran's one of the best base stealers in the game.
And now the Red Sox game-winning run is off the base paths. And it's Rafi at the plate.
As Duran slides past
What a throw by Heineman.
What a throw.
What a tag by Jimenez. And yeah, he's out. Rex Bobichette actually made the tag.
Was Tyler Heineman unloaded it in a hurry.
1-1 pitch to Rafi. Outside, ball 2.
Had a runner thrown out trying to steal all season until today. Tyler Heineman's thrown out 2 of them today. Christian Campbell and Jarren Duran.
Two-one pitch. Rafi hits this one into right center field for a base hit. And the Red Sox immediately get a runner back on the base paths.
Devers obviously not a base stealing threat.
Here's Alex Bregman
on the bench, but he's not going to take Devers out of the game.
Not attack him. Not David Hamilton there.
Maybe if he gets to second, though. We'll see. First, it's Bregman.
Double play ball in effect here for the Blue Jays. Here's the first pitch from Sandlin to Bregman. That's in the zone, strike 1.
Remember, Sandlin did not face Bregman. He retired.
Bregman's 1 for 4, RBI single
The pitch hitter,
in the 6th.
Ref Snyder, and then got Duran to end the game. Faced the minimum in the 11th.
Way outside.
In the other batter's box.
There by Heineman to get it.
Ball 1. So that breaking ball sailed on Sandlin.
Tyler did a good job. He's out on one knee, but he
Good stop by
really
Heineman
turned
there.
around to catch that slider.
1-1 pitch. Oh, and it hit Alex Bregman.
Ran a 2-seam fastball in on him and hit Bregman. And that'll push
Bregman to first. The winning run is in scoring position. It's Rafi. And here comes the pitching coach to talk to Sandlin before he'll face Tristan. That ran in and got him on the elbow.
Meeting on the mound, Pete Walker is on his way out, and at the same time, Alex Cora is going to make the move out of second base. Devers is out of the game, and he has brought a speedster in.
Rafi
David Hamilton into
is heading out. David Hamilton is in.
Yeah, you mentioned it. If Devers gets to second, they might go to their bench and take Devers out. That's what's happened.
So the winning run at second, Hamilton, a guy with terrific speed. Bregman's at first, and Sandlin will face Tristan Casas. Trevor Story is on deck. Nobody up in the Blue Jay bullpen. This inning is Sandlin's.
Hamilton at second. Bregman at first. Tristan at the plate.
Has felt like September baseball this week.
He'll face Sandlin.
He's 2 for 2 in stolen bases.
Here's the first pitch. Tristan hits that one foul down towards left.
Just as you would think, the line score is exactly even. 8-3-2 for both teams.
The Red Sox trying to salvage the final game. The Blue Jays looking for a 4-game sweep.
0-1 pitch. Inside for strike 2.
Pitch.
Really nice pitch there by
Makes that
Sandlin.
inside corner. And Sandlin's very effective against the lefty hitters. It's almost like having an extra left-handed pitcher down there with his 2 breaking balls and a big sweeping breaking ball, and then he's got that wicked split that works so well against lefties.
Quickly 0-2 in this at-bat in Sandlin's favor. 1 gone. Runners at second and first. Here's the pitch. Down low for ball 1.
Casas wouldn't chase.
Casas, big man in the batter's box, loves to extend his arms. He has pretty good coverage on anything out away from him, but sometimes he'll chase those pitches that are coming in off the plate.
1-2 pitch. Inside.
Get the call.
Looked like it was in the zone, but called the ball nonetheless. 2-2.
Is that up? John Schneider's asking. He's been asking a lot of questions, and you can see.
And John Schneider's not happy.
So it's 2-2 and a step off.
Sandlin steps off.
And Sandlin's the type of pitcher that sets up pitches, and when he makes a good pitch, he needs the call. That looked like a strike.
And
Did that hit Casas? It hit him! The bases are loaded!
A slider that ran in on Casas, and that's going to load
The bases are loaded for Trevor Story. As Tristan gets hit,
That's right.
and now
Previous pitch looked
the
like
Blue
it
Jays are in
strike
trouble,
3.
because that one gets him on the knee.
In there and take one for the team right off the kneecap.
Tristan did get hit that time, though.
So now the infield
Didn't
is
in the
in,
eighth,
the outfield
but
is
did
coming
now.
in as well. Trevor Story is the batter.
Infield in, as Sandlin will face Trevor Story, who's 2 for 4 on the day. Bases loaded. Hamilton represents the winning run. Here's the first pitch.
And a strike
Inside for strike 1. 2 singles, 2 stolen bases for Story
They're
today.
coming home on any ground ball. Again, Hamilton, the runner at third, has great speed.
Bases juiced. 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss.
0-2.
Strike 2. Good pitch by Sandlin. Story calls time.
Story back in the box. Sandlin comes set. And the pitch.
Here's the 0-2 pitch. It runs outside into the other's batter's box.
Ball 1.
1-2.
Story hit a breaking ball in the 9th inning off Garcia, but it was over the heart of the plate. They've been able to get him to chase breaking balls that start on the outside corner. And Heineman's going to talk it over.
And now Heineman will come to the mound to talk with
For
Sandlin.
air here, so you want to make sure everybody's on the same page, and both the shortstop wants to get in on this conversation, see what the plan is. When you're playing at the edge of the grass, it gives you an advantage as a defender if you know fastball or off-speed pitch. Off-speed pitch, you lean to the right, then you might pull it. Fastball, you might stay neutral. And Bo has shifted a little bit to his right.
Base is loaded. 1 gone in the bottom of the 10th. Game is all tied at 3. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Down. Count all tied at 2.
Took a shot at that outside corner, but never was a pitch that Story wanted to offer it.
And now Manny Gonzalez, the umpire, saying to Sandlin, you got to let the batter get set in the box, looking out at you before you come set. First time is a warning.
Warning called on Sandlin there.
The 2-2.
The 2-2. Story rips it foul.
Sandler's pitching like he's done this for years. We got a 1-2-3 save in the game in extra innings last night.
Two. Story ground ball. They're gonna come home, and Jimenez bobbled it, and that's gonna do it. The Red Sox walk it off. Jimenez couldn't field it cleanly. That's a walk-off for the Red Sox and Trevor Story.
Well, Jimenez just can't come up with a little squibbler. He's trying to come up with it and fire home in time to get the runner. Of course, Hamilton breaking.
What a win for the Red Sox. They needed that badly. They're back at 500. See y'all later. RV out. Peace. They avoid getting
That's a
swept.
tough one.